Hey guys, it's Legendary Luxray, and I'm here to give you another top 10, if you will. This time, I'm doing the top 10 Town of Salem roles. Town of Salem is a game online, currently, that it has gotten a lot more exposure, and it's actually a really awesome game that any of you want to check out, do it. It's an awesome game. You'd love it so much. It's pretty much Mafia, but 1,000 times more confusing and better and smarter, and it requires a lot of patience and skill, but once you get good at it, it's so much fun. So, to start it off, we've got number 10, The Godfather. Yes, The Godfather makes it on this list instead of the serial killer, because pretty much it's just a great killing role. Not because it's so much fun to kill people, yay. It's just hilarious to be the Godfather, have people accusing everybody under the sun. You've got your serial killer who can, by accident, kill the jailer if he survives, which is a terrible thing. If the jailer writes down who he jails that night, boom, he's done. It's over. Serial killer's out. He can also kill the consort. So, yeah, he kills anybody that writes things down, he's done. But the Godfather, on the other hand, he has his cronies to do his business, and I have really good luck with the Godfather. I've won a bunch of games with him, and he's just so much fun to play as. At number 9, we have the Medium, because the Medium's number 9 because of a joke. When Town of Salem was first starting the first beta versions, the Medium was one of the worst roles. And now I'm not saying the Medium is one of the best things, but I'll get to that in a moment. The Medium was terrible. All the Medium could do was choose one dead person and speak to them at night. Now you may think, oh, that's great, right? Dead people know things. First of all, when you're dead, you don't know who killed you, other than what role of person killed you, and everybody knows that. You usually don't know anything else. It's extremely rare to get any good information, and also you can't talk to everybody. You can only talk to the one person. And because a lot of people leave games after they die, I used to do that too, but then the Medium got a little better and more fun to play as. So the Medium was totally worthless. Nobody liked him, and usually you'd leave a game if you got him entirely. I wasn't that person, but still it happened a lot. It would always be, ugh, not this role, and then blah blah blah, I left the game, and there we go. But the Medium pretty much got a little bit of a buff after the later beta versions, and as a joke, it became actually kinda okay, with now being able to talk to anybody dead without having to click anything, which is, everybody knows that's terrible, because those times you forget can be torture. And also, if you're dead, you can actually talk to alive people, which is very interesting, and I thought it gave the Medium a nice little play. For number 7, we have, not number 7, number 8, good lord, number 8, we have the Consig, or Consigliere, or, Consig, just call it that, please. The Consig is such a fun role to play as, because it's pretty much one of the most overpowered roles. You know when you're the investigator, and you find out that somebody's either the transporter or the arsonist? You really don't want to say that they're either the transporter and the arsonist. Yeah, Consig takes it a step further, and literally knows whatever role your desired target is, no matter what. So as long as it didn't get switched, which is pretty rare, you've got a very overpowered chance of getting your target lynched or just caught and killed by your Godfather, because you are on the Godfather's team. Which is one of the reasons I like Godfather, because you have the Consig on your side, and that's so much fun to play with. At number 7, we have the Amnesiac. The Amnesiac brings me back to a great story that I have. A friend of mine who first showed me Town of Salem told me a great story about being the Amnesiac, and I don't know if I can tell this story without bursting out laughing, because I love it so much, and you'll probably think it's stupid and terrible, but that doesn't matter, because it's my channel. Yay! This is why I should never be the president. Anyways, so as the Amnesiac, you can pretty much choose any role of someone who's dead, and before then, you don't have a role, and I'm not entirely sure how this works, but the winning capabilities are pretty confusing. So, you usually want to choose the role of something really special, but you can't choose the role of any unique roles, like, Retributionist, for one thing, or the Jailer for another, which kind of stinks, but whatever. And so, a friend of mine was playing as the Amnesiac, and he decided to choose to be a serial killer, because a serial killer had just died. And so the flavor text, when you choose a new role after being the Amnesiac, says, blah blah blah, remembered that he is a blank. So, if I was playing as the Amnesiac, it would say, the legendary Luxray has remembered that he is a serial killer. Now, that sounds kind of strange, and obviously somebody else in my friend's chat room thought that as well, or not chat room, but game, thought that as well, and decided to point out, and I quote, "How do you forget that?" Now, it may seem like a very trivial piece of information, but it's just so hilarious. And the Amnesiac pretty much just, it's the epitome of that quote. It's just random, totally worthless, and it's so much fun to see the groans of townspeople when you choose to be a mafia member, see the groans of everybody if you choose to be a serial killer, or see the delighted plea of everybody when you choose to be a townie, which is kind of fun. At number 6, we have the Transporter for one reason and one reason alone. Messing with people! God, the Transporter is so beautiful. You see one guy getting attacked, he says that he's the doctor, one day he's attacked and he uses his last self-heal, transport him with anybody! You can get mafia members killing themselves, people killing themselves. It's so much fun being the Transporter. It's awesome, it's so crazy. It's the epitome of just chaos hecticness, and I love it. At number 5, we have the Mayor. The Mayor's interesting. The Mayor pretty much says that once you reveal yourself as Mayor, you are essentially a sitting duck, because you have 3 votes during every lynch. 3 votes is so good. Now, that being said, the Mayor gets targeted so quickly when he's revealed, but the Mayor is ridiculously fun to play as. I have had so many games where, as the Mayor, I'm really good at guessing who's Mafia when I'm a town person, and I've had a game where I guessed 3 Mafias in a row, and then the Arsonist to win by lynching them all. And God, the Mayor is the best role ever. Random lynching goes crazy. If you hate that, sue me, because it's so much fun to mess around as the Mayor. At number 4, we have the Disguiser. The Disguiser pretty much gets number 4 for one reason and one reason only. If there is a spy, and you can guarantee, or at least partially guarantee, who you are, then right before you disguise that night, you pretty much say in the Mafia chat that you say your name, say the spy's name if you know who it is, which especially goes well with Consig, and say that you will switch to somebody new, and God, the spy's reaction every single night when they know that you got to switch, and they had figured out who your identity was, can sometimes be priceless. At number 3, we have Arsonist, also more commonly known as the Arso. The Arso, one of the most fun characters to play as. If you notice, this certainly isn't any tier list. It's just the most fun, trolly characters in Town of Salem. That's probably what it should have been called, but I love these characters in order. And Arso's no exception to the rule. Everybody that I know loves Arso just because you can pretty much choose to either gas a bunch of people at once and pray you don't get caught, or you can kind of go on a different track and just douse one person, set them on fire. Douse one person, set them on fire, and either way, you are a terrifying force. And I always like saying in the Death Note, a random person's name, use flamethrower. It's super effective. Sweet, sweet Pokemon. At number 2, we have the Blackmailer, because what more joy can you get from blackmailing someone every single night until you kill them? The Blackmailer is a mafia member that's only goal is to blackmail someone, which means that they can't talk at all unless they're put up for being lynched. And if they're put up for being lynched, all they can say, no matter what they type, is "I am blackmailed," period. So, to really mess with people, as the Blackmailer, if anyone suggests that I'm Blackmailer, when I'm put up to lynch, I will copy-paste "I am being blackmailed," or "I am blackmailed," whichever the text is now. I don't know, I haven't played Town of Salem in a while. Gotta get back into it, in fact. But, yeah, it's so much fun being able to blackmail whoever you want, however you want, whenever you want. And if you really want to be annoying, blackmail them over and over and over again. And at number 1, we have the Jailer, because God knows that everyone loves the Jailer. It seems like the Jailer is a reoccurring character in any Town of Salem list, or anybody that likes Town of Salem. It's basically the Town of Salem role, and it's just so much fun. You take people in, you choose to kill them or not. It's amazing. And once again, going with my mayor entry, I do absolutely love random guessing bad people and then killing them. I do something called a 10-second plea, and that means in 10 seconds, you either don't respond, which I usually don't kill because you're AFK, or away from keyboard, or I kill you if I don't like your plea. And the power is beautiful. Thank you for listening to my list, whether you cared or not. This is the legendary Luxray, happily signing off. Hey guys, thanks for checking out my video, and make sure to subscribe if you have not already. If you want to see more legendary Luxray, click one of the 2 videos below, and subscribe and follow me on social media networks. You can either click on those or the links will be in the description. Thank you. This is the legendary Luxray, signing off.